An affordable, all-electric, compact SUV with up to 375 miles of range? Something surely doesn't add up. Well, Kia have been steadily building their reputation over the last few years, and according to the SMMT's vehicle registration data, it's the third most popular vehicle manufacturer in the UK for 2025. Kia's first generation EV3, released in August 24, is built on Kia's dedicated EV platform. Here today, we have got the Kia EV3 GT Line S. It combines SUV practicality with electric efficiency and a high standard of kit for this segment. The EV3 is already widely recognised in the UK for its range and great value, and has already won multiple awards. The electric SUV segment is known for being highly competitive. So where does this sit? I would say its closest competitors currently are things like the Volvo EX30, the Volkswagen ID3 and the Skoda Elroq. In this video, we'll examine whether the Kia EV3 does actually deliver on its promise of range. We'll check out its practicality and value in the real world. Plus, we'll show you some of the cool features that this car's got and its drivability.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
EV3 sits below Kia's larger models in model number and size, and it's no replacement to the Kia Niro EV. It's slightly smaller, it has the latest tech, a longer battery range, and much faster charging times. This 5-door SUV is 4.3 metres long, 1.85 metres wide, and 1.57 metres high. So as standard, you get 17-inch alloy wheels, but on the GT Line S spec, you actually get these black aerodynamic 19-inch alloy wheels. So one of the things with this car, what I do really like is the kind of two-tone colour effect. I'm liking the lighter colour and then the gloss black detailing. We do also have true kind of SUV styling. We've got the roof bars here, so we can then fit roof racks for roof boxes, cycle racks, that kind of thing. We have charging. Now, I find this a bit odd. The charger is on the off side, so it's on the side nearest to traffic if you're pulling up curbside. So that's just a little bit awkward because you've got to then always park on the wrong side of the road when you're approaching a charger that's, say, an on-street charger. Maybe that's just me. Nice little touch to complete the sleek lines of this car. We've actually got hidden door handles. So the rear of the car is quite minimalist. We've got the LED wraparound lights. Because this is the GT Line S, it does come with the electric power tailgate. If I press and hold the button on the key, boot pops open. It's a nice size boot, and we've actually got a tonneau cover, so we can hide what's in there. Although there's quite a gap actually. There's probably 5 inches or so between the back of the tonneau cover and the back of the seats. The boot is quite a decent size. It's about 460 litres. We've got this false floor here, and if we lift this up, underneath we've got my gym kit and also our charging cables, and that's quite a nice deep well there, so you've got extra storage under there. You've got a little side pocket as well to stop things from rattling around, and if you do need a little bit more storage, we've even got a mini frunk. So there's a few different ways you can unlock this car. You've got your key with buttons. Just press your unlock button on there. You can download a digital key card to your Apple iPhone, or if you just keep the key in the pocket, as we approach, the handles should pop out like so, making it nice and easy for a hands-free entry. So the cockpit of this car is very, very nice indeed. When you're behind the wheel, you feel like you're in a car a lot bigger. The way they've crafted this vehicle is very, very clever. They've really maximized the space. So one of the first things you probably notice about the interior of this car is this humongous screen. I mean, it is so long. It's actually 3 different screens. And if you've got the GT Line S spec, you also get a 4th screen. Well, technically not, but you get the heads-up display. So you've got so many different places for information, which you might think, wow, that's information overload and it's going to be really, really overwhelming. But actually, it's not, because the way that this has all been crafted brings everything together really, really nicely. So on our furthest left, we have the actual main touchscreen system. You can see things like the navigation, current music, and then your EV status. Then you can flick through lots of different apps on here. You can download some apps as well. Now, one of the things that we just tried to do was we tried to open YouTube. Then it said I had to scan a QR code, which took me into Kia's app here. And for me to be able to stream or watch music or video from the YouTube app within the car, I'd actually need to pay £7 a month on a subscription, or pay for the year up front at £74. I think with having Apple CarPlay integrated into this, I'll just stick with that for now. So we can play around with our vehicle settings, things like the lights. We've got these beautiful ambient lighting that run around the front of the vehicle here, which look really, really nice. We've then got this star button here. You can preset this to whatever kind of favorite option you want. I've set it so that it goes to the phone projection, so I can quickly access things like my Apple CarPlay. The mapping system here in the Kia is pretty okay as standard. What it does have is it does have all the charging stations already plumbed in as well, which is handy being an EV. You've then got this little mini screen here in the middle, which always means your climate control settings are always available to you, which I think is really handy. We can set it to auto, and we can even adjust the temperature here, and it's dual zone climate control, so we can set it for both passenger and driver there, which is handy. Then we've got the main kind of driver's cockpit binnacle here. Lots of information. We've got things like the distance control there. We've got driving information, so our current trip. We've got tyre pressures, and then since our last charge as well, what our current consumption is of electricity. All quite useful stuff, all very easy to see. Another feature which this car has, which is kind of a crucial thing for me, I look for this in every automatic vehicle, and that's auto hold, so that when you do come to a complete standstill, you put your foot flat to the floor on the brake and it holds the car there until you tap the accelerator again. We've then got things like hidden behind the steering wheel is the kind of main control stalk where you've got your gear shifter, but this is also where the button to turn the car on is. Now this car, the GTS spec, does give you things like heated and ventilated seats. On the driver's door here, you can select between the driver 1 or driver 2, so if you like to have your seats in different positions, if you share the car with somebody else. You've got your heated seats, you've got your cooled seats, and my personal favorite is your heated steering wheel. And these can also be controlled through the app. So we've got this central armrest here, which does lift up. I'm not too sure why it lifts up, because there's nothing underneath it. There's no storage in there. What we also have is we have wireless phone charging down there. We've got two USB ports here, both USB-C, plus we've then got the 12-volt charger down there. So if you've got an electric cool box or something like that, there's lots of plug sockets in this car. One of the things I absolutely love is a sunroof. I love a sunroof, especially on a nice summer's day, feeling the wind coming through. It's just such a nice thing. I think in terms of the driving position and the seating position, the seats feel very comfortable. One thing I do wish you could do with this is I wish it had a tilt function, so you could bring the bit behind the back of your knees up just that little bit higher. But overall, I do feel like I'm in a really good seating position here. I love listening to music when I'm in the car, and the GT Line S spec doesn't disappoint. You get the Harman Kardon 8-speaker sound system. Don't get me wrong, it's not like you're at a rock concert, but for everyday driving, it's perfect for those little sing-alongs. I'm almost 6 foot tall, and there is still enough legroom for another nearly 6 foot tall person behind, with room to spare. It does feel nice and comfortable in the back here. Now you've got to remember, this isn't a large SUV. This is a small SUV stroke crossover kind of style vehicle. So it's not mega. I probably wouldn't say that this would fit 3 fully grown adults in the back comfortably for a long period of time, but just short local journeys, absolutely no problem. It is finished really nicely in here. We've got the grey base of the seat, then we have the kind of lighter colourings at the top half of the seat, which just gives it a bit of more of a premium feel. The backs of the seats do look kind of really sporty. I like this solidness on the back. And the amenities don't stop there. We've got the 2 map pockets in the backs of the seats. Plus we then have USB-C charging in the back of both of the seats as well. So you can have iPads charging, phones charging, whatever in the back here. And then it gets even better. You've actually got a 3-pin household socket in the back here. But it gets even better because the 2 outside edge rear seats both are heated. So great for the winters. No cooling in the rear though. We then have central armrest as well with 2 additional cup holders. Now both the seats here in the back do have Isofix as well, so you can fit your child seats in the back comfortably.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
Driving this car through the residential areas is actually very nice. Low speeds, it's extremely comfortable. We've just been over a load of speed bumps and the suspension was absolutely beautiful, riding those so nicely. The steering is just a tad light for me. I feel that it could just be a little bit stiffer even when you put it in sport mode. It's still not that responsive and just feels like I'm a little all over the place with it, but that's my only criticism so far. So this is a front wheel drive vehicle. They only do single motor front wheel drive. It's a 150 kilowatt battery and that delivers 201 brake horsepower. It's not going to set any time trials or anything like that, but for everyday driving, it's absolutely beautiful. So the Air edition, which is the entry level into the EV3, comes with a 58.3 kilowatt battery delivering 270 miles worth of range. The longer range EV3s, which are the GT Line and GT Line S, deliver 375 miles of WLTP out of the 81.4 kilowatt battery. So the range on this is actually pretty realistic. Quoting 370 odd miles on WLTP range, that's actually comparable to, say, the Tesla Model 3. What I like with this is it tells you that if you drive this full throttle everywhere, you can expect to see 179 miles on the 88% battery that we've got remaining. If I drive really sensibly, it's saying I could achieve up to 415 miles of range, but based on my current driving, etc., it's saying 285 miles remaining. So that's still a lot of charge left at 88%. So I'm impressed with this thing so far. But if you do need to charge when you're out and about, on a rapid charger, you can expect to see this thing charge from 10 to say 80% in around half an hour, which is kind of pretty standard right now. So the ride of this thing is really smooth. It's very refined, it's quite quiet, it's very nice. We're on the dual carriageway right now. We've been through the countryside. It was very nice on the bumpy roads. It handled the speed bumps in and around town extremely well. Very comfortable, very smooth, very refined. And it's got pickup too. I mean, in eco mode, you put your foot down, you really do feel this thing actually pull. We accelerated from 0 to 60 and we did that in about 7.5 seconds. So that was pretty quick for an everyday SUV. That's one of the great things of electric. It's not like the old days with the petrol cars and diesel cars where you had to drop down a gear, build up the speed, build up the revs. This, you just ping it and go. I like that. In the word of Clarkson, speed and power. Oh look, the level 3 regenerative braking is pulling in loads of charge into that battery. Can you not buy the mirror? Oh! I don't need it. I don't need my mirror. I've got a mirror there. I actually saw this, I think, for the first time on a Kia Sorento about 4 or 5 years ago. When you indicate, you get a little circle come up so you can actually see your blind spot. That's pretty cool. My Tesla does that, and that's one of the features I absolutely love. And this does it, but it actually comes up here on the binnacle. So what is it like to drive? Well, because it's electric and it can accelerate in 7.5 seconds to 60, it feels quite quick, quite punchy. Yeah, at lower speeds, it's very smooth and refined. It's a very well put together car. It feels great. I think this is going to do quite well. I've already seen quite a few on the roads. We're now going to pull up in a car park, going to go through some of its party tricks. So we've all had that time where we've been out shopping and someone's parked too close to the car and you can't get in. Okay, we've staged this one. We've parked too close to this car, but we are still within the lines. It's all good. But with the Kia, on the side of the remote, we can turn the car on and then, as if by magic, we can get the car to pull out of the space all by itself, making getting in and out of the car so much easier.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
The Kia EV3 comes in 3 different specification levels. We've got the Air, the GT line, and the GT line S, which we have featured here today. The pricing starts from just $32,995 for the Air, the GT line from $39,495, and the GT line S from $42,995, and that's before any government incentives or discounts that might be available. The biggest difference is the battery options. Otherwise, even the Air spec is pretty well loaded with premium features. Higher trim levels offer 19-inch alloy wheels, a digital key, and a premium Harman Kardon sound system. You also get things like the head-up display, which is super useful for seeing key information whilst you're driving, plus you get the electronic sunroof. So where does this sit in the market? Well, it's a compact SUV, all electric, and it's smaller than the Kia Niro EV. It's positioned to appeal to buyers wanting the kind of SUV chunky silhouette, but for use in a kind of city and suburban area. Plus, it's got great EV credentials and it's got long range, so it can certainly go the distance. So who's driving it? Well, buyers looking for a practical, long-range family EV in a compact SUV format, or those wanting value in the EV segment. It's also great for company car users, as this offers great benefit in kind and is very popular already in the fleet market. Rivervale compares the best personal and business car leasing offers in the UK, all makes and models, all in one place. Check out the latest leasing deals at rivervale.co.uk. If you want a compact SUV that's all electric with great range, that's great value for money and offers everyday practicality, then the Kia EV3 is a very strong contender. So what's good? Well, we already know we've got excellent range, especially with the GT line and GT line S models. It's got strong standard equipment, even on the Air entry trim levels. We've got great interior with lots of tech and a fantastic boot space for its class. It's clear value for money in the EV market. So what's bad? Well, the charging speeds could be a little quicker, but they're not horrendous. The performance is competent, but not sporty, and some of the lower trim levels don't offer quite the spec that we see here on the GT Line S. But if you want to compare between the Air, the GT Line and GT Line S, head to rivervale.co.uk. Dimensions right. I hope that wasn't recording.